as we're just out there, and it is going to be now 5 red lights into the Mexico City Grand Prix we go. Straw leading the Mexico City Grand Prix on the intermediate tyres as Vixal overtakes Kenzog out there already. His fastest slot currently filling in for Red Bull out there. I wonder if that was intentional or not. He usually drives a Ferrari, but that is interesting to see. But Skippy currently goes down the inside of fastest slot. Just hanging out there, goes really wide, almost pushed, sliding out there. Everybody, as Straw has managed to hang on to his lead out there. He keeps it. He's just beginning this 36 laps of racing, and that shouldn't be long before we see some overtaking moves, before we see some racing and maybe some mistakes out there on the exit there. Little wide goes and Aston Martin, and that was a little snap. That was a little snap from our race leader. Straw there almost lost the car. A little bit of a slide for him, and I think someone behind had a bit of a slide as well on that exit. I think that exit, those few corners out there, almost like an S, but that is some slippery corners out there. It's really hard to find grip on the exit of that if you're really not having enough confidence on that rear, or if you have it just a little wrong, that really puts you at the back foot. And he's really pushing hard in the first few laps. Maybe it is not going to, the rain is not going to stay long, and it's going to end up getting dry, so they have to pit for the soft tires. As Kenzog now really close to Vixal's McLaren, and around the outside. He almost went into the back of that McLaren there, but that was close. He doesn't quite make the move yet, and he might have just been able to stray out of any damage out there for himself. But sure, he would want to get ahead of him, but that gap has came down to 1 second and gonna go back to over 1 second now. But I'm sure Kenzog is not gonna leave him at all. He's gonna have the pace, he's gonna have the performance to try and overtake. I saw someone leaving the session, not sure if it was Kenzog or anybody else, because this car is now getting slower, and drastically slower is the Kenzog's car. So maybe it is the AI. We are not yet confirmed though. We'll see if he joins back into the session, or he in fact is a driver, but I think this seems to be the AI, because this is very slow though. And now, Skippy is just closer to his teammate, almost going into the back of him. That was close, around the outside, and on the inside now. He's going to make the move and get ahead of his teammate Kenzog, who's just fallen drastically behind and lost out of his car at the moment. Skippy into P3 now. But fastest slot already getting penalty out there. He's surely going to try and make a move on Kenzog, but he's got a penalty to himself. But I think he's going to forget that at the moment. I'm going to try and make the move. Kenzog just tries to defend out there. Is a Ripple going to go? And he goes into the back of him. I wonder, I don't think he has any damage, or maybe he does have some slight damage. He went into the back of the Aston Martin, the Red Bull did. Now I think he's got to be really careful, not try and make a dive bomb in both of the drivers' race. Sure, he's going to be eager to get ahead, because then he has a good opportunity to try and catch up to Skippy. And there he's going to be going fastest slot on the inside of Kenzog. He's going to make the move. Kenzog just gets a better traction and better grip on the exit, and seems to be getting ahead of him. Not enough space, and once again, 2 times on 1 lap, he goes into the back of the Aston Martin, loses time once again, and he's really slowly and really nicely taking the cars through the corners, not really get any problem or get any crash out there, and down the inside. And he thought for a moment there, and then again the door was closed. He can't quite make the move stick. At least the track is not wet. We don't see much rain out there into the driver's eyes, and those few slides from down to Straw. I mean, he's having a few slides out there, but he's just keeping it to be faster. He just keeps going faster and faster. But I think the main reason is because the rain is getting slower. He doesn't pit in this lap. He doesn't think that it's the time to move to the dry tires at the moment, or at least the engineers don't think it's time to move to the dry tires at the moment. He keeps going quicker and quicker, because definitely he seems to be the better driver out of all at the moment. It's interesting to see. I'm not sure how these guys are not having burnout there, how these guys are not burning their tires from heating temperatures, how they're not having their cars' temperatures raised. Both the McLarens seem to be under control and opting for the intermediate tire instead of dry compound tires. And Vixal there, that seems to be the case. And as I just see that he doesn't have to be having issues, he just has an issue and almost spins and he doesn't spin, in fact, or I think there might have been a case, and Skippy almost goes into the back of Wixell out there. He moves just into third place out there. I think as soon as Kenzog pits, Skippy is going to go into P3, and now DRS is getting enabled. So has Bouncer Straw pitted. I think Wixell might have just said, actually unknowingly pitted for the intermediate tires, not selecting the dry compound tires for himself at all. It'll be interesting to see though. Kenzog now into the pits as well. Skippy's really got the chance to go from P4 to start to go to P2, just driving out on track, keeping it on track. Really doing a great job. A Slot now gets a penalty. Wixell now gets a 10-second time penalty for skipping a corner, and I think really there could have been a chance for a McLaren 1-2, but that could be goodbye soon, as Skippy gets the fastest lap, 1:25.5.1, with Bouncer Straw has got a 20-second gap. For the lap 14 out of 36 now, as Skippy now has a chance. He at one moment he was looking to get closer to the race leader, but now he's going to try and get he's just going to try and defend from Slot out there. He would just need to work hard to defend. He would need, there's everything he can, but then now Slot is going to need everything to defend from Kenzog as well. But the teammates could be playing team game out there to try and get ahead of fastest Slot now. Does he have a chance to get ahead of Skippy? Yes, he does. And surely he's going to try and take the position. But Kenzog is going to go into P2. He's going to overtake both of them. He was behind both of them. He's going to take P2 just as he goes ahead of both of them. And there's a yellow flag. Both of them have made contact. Skippy and fastest Slot, wheel to wheel, really having not a good race that they would want. And a spin for both of them once again. And that is some contact and collision out there. We had some interesting fight between these three as Kenzog took the position on the straight, coming behind both of those drivers, having it, and now Strauss finally gets a penalty as Kenzog now remains the only driver that doesn't have a penalty. 27 seconds to the race leader. I think it's a big gap, but both on the hard tires, and it's getting only going quicker and quicker. I think we get to see lap 20 now of 36, and that is a spin, and that is a safety car. I was just about to switch to fastest Slot, having seen the yellow flag, and now that is only 3 drivers remaining out, but that could be party over for Straw, unless he could do it once again. Are we going to see the car on the left-hand side of that Red Bull? Not really there though, but oh, Skippy now gets a penalty. Skippy gets a drive-through penalty. I think Skippy might have a better chance of attacking Straw, but I think both these drivers also fighting for the driver's title as well, so they don't really want to give up on position. They don't really want to give up on anything. And now safety cars coming in, and that is going to be lap 23 restart instead of 24, which will now be interesting to see how good Straw going to be able to do on that safety car restart. He's not went for it so far, still in first gear. He's got no temperatures, about almost 50% on the front right tire, if I read it right in the dash there. He's just going left and right. The hard tires and hard tire runners would find it even more harder to have that temperature in those tires. And now Schroz went for it, but Kenzog's right behind him. But right behind him is his teammate Skippy. Does in P3. He's going to try and go for that move. He's going to move to the racing line now. Skippy's going to try and make that move on his teammate, but Jory's going to do. And I think in this fight a little, Kenzog's going to keep his second place. But now they're really missing on the chance of getting ahead of Straw. I know he's got the pace, he's got the grip, and he's got the traction that he needs on that soft compound tyre. But definitely, you don't have to let go of such a chance, such a restart. I think these two guys, a huge lockup from Straw there on the front left tyre it must have been. But we'll see, does he lose any time? I don't see him losing any time from that lockup at all. But now Kenzog's got everything to do. I think his teammate's got a brand new fresh set of tyres. His teammate's got a fresh set of hard compound tyres. He should be oh, that is really close now, almost going into the back of his teammate. A little slide from Kenzog there. This is interesting to see, and I think that is the same bug that we are having from the previous race. And now there goes Skippy, goes into the back of his teammates, and that is going to be race over for him. He just braked a little early, maybe Kenzog did, and Skippy went into the back of his teammate. And now we've only got 2 drivers remaining in this race. Another safety car, as I was just talking about the bug of that safety car banner on that top left not going away even after the safety car has went in. and now the safety car is coming in. Now it's going to be, for the second time, the restart is going to be having to be done by Straw once again on those soft compound tyres. How good is he going to be able to go? Last time he went just at the beginning of that final corner. How is he going to be doing it now? He does it once again. That restart goes on. That is going to be the safety car restart for the second time. Kenzok now has a proper chance to go into the race lead for the first time in this whole race. Straw could be losing that race lead. It'll be interesting to see into turn one if he's just able to defend it. He indeed is able to defend it. Does have that little lockup, which I feel like he's almost having every little corner. But I wonder why he's not losing any tire grip on it. Maybe he has. And now Straw might be in some big trouble, might be in some big pressure. But I think he should be good. And with another safety car, he might have had to be saving his tires, which be doing good, those soft tires. Otherwise, he would have not been able to do much good on those if the race went towards till the end of the Grand Prix. Kenzok still having done 15 laps on those aren't tires. Sure, they've got great, they might not be great, but they should be good enough to have some grip to them, and that will be interesting to see. He's got 30, he's done 36 laps, all of them in the race lead pretty much. Or in fact, if I'm not wrong, he's led every single lap of the race, and that pretty much is going to equal to Grand Slam. He could be having the first Grand Slam of the season, with starting on pole, leading from the front, leading every single lap, having the fastest lap, and doing what he can. And he's really showing everybody out there what he's able to do, and what is a challenge that he's going to bring to the upcoming races of the season. Now Straw, that has led start from start to finish, completely dominated this Mexico Grand Prix, as Mexico City Grand Prix we shall say. He's just going to make his way about around the final corner now to take victory home here in Mexico. And P2 is going to come home. Kenzok, who's going to finish P2 and finish on the podium. It's funny that it's only 2 cars that finished this race, but the fact that only 5 started. So it's really interesting good to see at least both of them finish. I think Straw's pace was untouchable, unbeatable, and ungettable out there. And that is going to be it for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Hope you enjoyed it.